The Caribbean. Good morning and welcome to K105 GBN TV. It's to the point for today. It's Tuesday and we're within the month of August. It's actually the second day of August 2022. Welcome to the point for today. It's the actual first one we're having for this particular week, first edition of it. And hope all is well with everyone this morning. It's GT with you folks, just in case you missed who's with you this morning. Anyway, I'll be around with you for the next hour, taking your phone calls. 435-2041, 435-2041. You can call me. Let's have a chit chat about what's happening around you. You know, there are lots of stuff happened over the last couple of days that you may want to talk about. You know, it's been deemed as that freak weather condition. You probably want to talk about it. You probably had a bit of an experience through that. You may want to chit-chat about that. We had Emancipation Day yesterday. You know, how you felt about it. Do you think the tradition of it is maintained? We had Regatta in Carriacou. You probably want to chit-chat about that also. So it's an open line this morning. You know, I like to listen to you folks, see what you got to say. So let's start entertaining your phone calls. And I see someone is already trying to chime in, so we're going to grab onto them one time. Let's say good morning to you, caller. How are you?
GT?
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
This is your Tanti here this morning.
How are you, Tanti?
How was the funeral?
Everything was A-okay.
I know. You open up one. How does everybody go? Jenny and them all right?
Yes, everybody's all right.
So give them love for me and you take care of yourself and your health.
Sure, I will.
No mom is there, but you have your sisters and brothers. You all live as one happy family and live a life for God.
All right, thank you so much.
No mommy, you have to live a life with Jesus by your side, okay?
You sure correct
take
about that.
Take care of yourself, GT. Tanti love you and I don't want anything happen to you and to go to you.
All right, same to you. Have a good day.
My love, eh?
All right.
And this season, remember, this is kind of all time. Take care of yourself. Don't go in too much thing and don't let friend lead your life astray.
All right.
Call you to drink or don't drink.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Don't speed and do not overtake. That's what causes accidents.
All right.
So take care of yourself and your family.
All right. Thank you.
God bless you.
All right. That was Tanti chiming in there this morning. Thank you so much. Once again, it's to the point. 6 minutes after the hour this morning. We taking your calls. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let me say good morning to my online listeners this morning. Those of you via our social media platform, especially those of you via Facebook, YouTube, good morning. And certainly thank you for being part of To The Point for today. Once again, your phone calls are certainly welcomed. 435-204. And as I was mentioning, I know lots happened over the last couple of days. You know, folks got up to that freak weather condition, Sunday morning, and you was like, wow, what's happening? You know, how do you feel about not being totally alert about the situation that occurred? And do you feel we should have been forewarned more about it? You know, sometimes things happen. And lots of folks were taken back pertaining to that. What happened? How did we not know that this was going to take place? You know, with the adverse weather condition that happened, and even, you know, in terms of technology today, you know, so give us your phone calls, and we certainly would love your feedback. Good morning, how are you?
Hello?
Good morning, caller, how are you?
Hello?
Good morning, caller, how are you?
Oh, I wasn't hear it. I'm fine, and you, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Well, it's good that you're strong, that you buried your mom.
Yes.
We all go that way. Everyone coming to this world has to leave it, right?
Sure.
So that's why I always emphasize to people, we come here not to live forever. This is not where the forever is going to be. And so while we are here, we have to prepare for the forever. And there are two destinations. And, you know, I always tell people there is only one way. There is only one way, and it's not religion. And it is through Christ, the Lord Jesus, the one who died. That's the only way to God, no other way. In Acts 4 and verse 12, it says, neither is there salvation in any other. For there is no other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. I'm sorry for a lot of people who live without God, they don't even regard God. Like when you talk about God, like you want to kill it. They don't want to hear it. But I'm saying to people that two forces in life, the good and the evil, Satan and God. And God is a creator. We don't evolve. We didn't come from nothing, something over a million years, and we changed to this and that. That's a lie from hell. Satan himself was in heaven, and he knows we're not evolved. He knows where we are going. He wants the world to go with him to hell. So he brings all kind of lies, and he brings religion. But you know that? I thank God that Christianity is not a religion. Christianity is a relationship. And if you don't have a relationship, a personal, intimate relationship with Christ, you are not a Christian. You are a religious person. And God never sanctioned, never endorsed, or he never supported or made a religion. He said, I am the way. Not a way, the way. So that's the only one.
Thank you so much, Paula.
Thank you so much. Ignore it, then they're going to be lost. But may God help them.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. It's to the point for today, Tuesday, the 2nd day of August, folks. And thank you, callers, once again for chiming in this morning and sharing your views, your concerns pertaining. We want to get into this conversation pertaining to things of current nature this morning, and certainly I will welcome calls pertaining to that. The number once again, 435-2041, 435-2041. I think we do have another caller. Certainly, I hope so. Yes. May have missed out on that one there just a wee bit. 435-2041, 435-2041. It's to the point. And what's happened? Let's talk about, emancipation celebrations yesterday. You know that the first Monday in August is usually that day we celebrate Emancipation Day, and all know, of course, the whole history behind it and so forth. Maybe you have some thoughts about it that you would like to share, and certainly your calls are welcome pertaining to that here on To The Point this morning. And so we await your phone calls once again. So once again, one and all, good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. And I think I do see another phone call coming in. Let's grab it before I go back into that train of thought that I was, of course, having. Lost that one there, but isn't me causing that problem this morning? I hope not. I certainly hope not. And I think I have my equipment sorted out correct now. So once again, 435-2041. It's To The Point for today. Tuesday, the 2nd day of August. And we certainly welcome in your phone calls, and certainly you're welcome to calling and share your views and concern. As I mentioned this morning, let's talk about the weather condition that happened. Let's talk about Emancipation Day celebrations. Regatta inside of the Sister Isle of Carriacou. Understand it was well attended there. Probably there's someone in Carriacou wants to chime in this morning and share their views pertaining to it. And you certainly, your phone calls are welcome. 435-2041. 12 minutes going after the hour, folks. We're going to take a break within this segment, and when we come back, we certainly will entertain more of your phone calls. Let's take that break. We're coming right back.
After 2 years of no mass, no bacchanal, and no vibe, are you ready to be thrilled again? Well, get ready for Amazing Colors Monday Night Mass. And this year will be the most amazing return ever. Amazing Colors presents Trilogy. Wanna play Monday Night Mass? Then it's easy. Call 415-6174. It's Amazing Colors Trilogy. Unlimited drinks all night. It's Amazing Colors Trilogy. Monday Night Mass. It will be amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final of the Groovy Soca and Power Soca Monarch is here. Friday, August 5th at the National Stadium. Battling it out for the Groovy Monarch will be Papa Jerry, EC, Royalty, Lil Jello, Scholar and Pappy Boy, Crave, Brother B, Abby Moraine, Looney Spark and Electrify, Mr. Walkie, and Hits. And attempting to take the Power Soca Monarch crown will be Terror the Governor, Jab King, Lil Jello, Pinky Fabulous, Lead Neck, Mellow, Stunner, Super Flying Flint, Looney Spark and Electrify, Mr. Walkie, and Hits. Admission $100. More on the day, or experience it front stage in our premium all-inclusive VIP for $500. There will also be special guest appearances on the night. The quest is on to crown the Groovy and Power Soca Monarch for 2022. Who will it be? Friday, August 5th from 8 p.m. National Stadium. The battle is on. Powered by the National Lottery Authority, Flow, and Carrot Brewery.
Certainly welcome back to the point for today, Tuesday, the second day of August, 2022. Welcome once again to our viewers via GBN TV. Welcome back. Our social media, of course, listeners and viewers, those of you especially via Facebook. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. Once again, taking your calls is an open line segment today Tuesday, and the phone number you can call to be part of the activities here is 435-2041. Share your thoughts, share concerns pertaining to issues you want to talk about. And I did say in the initial stages this morning when we actually kicked off the show, we talk about the freak weather, not should I say freaky, but the freak weather that we had. Was it on Sunday morning? Also, we could certainly chat about emancipation. Also, Rainbow City. Yes. Those of you who probably been part of it, and some folks have has mentioned how it has been over the years and what it has turned out to be now. Are you happy with the situation there, or you think something should be done to revamp it in terms of making it even better than it could be, even better in terms of it being in the situation that it is now? Your phone calls are certainly welcome. 435-2041. That's 435-2041. It's to the point for today, Tuesday, folks, the 2nd. And we're looking at, we say good morning to our social media, of course, viewers and listeners there this morning. Looking at those of you already chimed in via social media. Let me say good morning to you, and thanks for being part of it. Let's go to the phone line and grab a caller this morning. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings.
Good morning to you, sir.
Listen, a couple of things pop up your ears for what I shall say here this morning. Before I go further, I want to get this one off my mind first. I would like to call upon the Ministry of Health to do what they have to do to guarantee the supply of medication to the poor people of this here country. Those of us who can't work anymore, who've been getting medication from the government on a monthly basis, the eye drops, the blood sugar control tablets, etc., and the list goes on. Because for 4 months now we can't get. That means we had to pinch into the little pension, and you understand how medication is costly. Do what you have to do to guarantee that. And don't tell me to give you a chance. No, there's one government, and it moves from administration to the other. Let's see what's happening this month, because you shall feel the wrath of my tongue if you don't. You are abusers. The second thing is this, Mr. Telesford. It's been said around this country by a group of people who consider themselves hyper-academic, pseudo-intellectual charlatans, bluffing the people of this country, perverting the history as it relates to emancipation, and who seemingly wish to push it through this perversion that Jab has to do, quote-unquote, with paying homage to our ancestors. The greatest insult to the black people of this the island and to the Caribbean region. But these are the people who are giving me a time. We will talk about this after, but I would like to call upon you and your entity to convene as soon as possible a group of historians and history teachers of this country to discuss this matter, to set the record straight. Seemingly, many of these people do not even know that it was only in 1981 that Carnival as we know it today was placed in August for economic reasons. Prior to that, it was a pre-Lenten celebration as established by the Gregorian calendar. They don't even know that. And now they say that we jumping, the slaves waited to jump from emancipation into jab. What filth, what nonsense, what catgut, pussy bowels, what bunkum. And they're fooling the young people of this country and poor people. They're so thing already, they're buying it. I would like to get this matter clarified in this here country, because it is an insult, scornful disdain to the memory of our ancestors who suffered so much in this here country under the hands of the colonialist masters. We have to get this matter straight. Now, there are a lot of other things I'd like to talk about, but this one. Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford, and have a nice day, will you?
You too, sir. All right. That was Mr. Ruler there, of course, expressing his concerns there. Your phone calls are welcome. 435-2041. That's 435-2041. It's to the point. It's Tuesday, the 2nd day of August. We certainly taking your calls pertaining to issues you would like to talk about. We had Mr. Ruler, of course, expressing his views pertaining to the real debate behind, of course, emancipation. You probably may have another reel of thought pertaining to that you may like to express, and your calls are certainly welcomed. Let's go back to the phone line and take another call. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, and I hope that you're also good.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
In relation to respond to some of the pointers you said that we can talk about, and in keeping with the last topic, emancipation, it is an issue that it is not an issue, but it is an aspect of our life which I have a lot of difficulty with, because we did an evil to the ancestors by removing one of the holidays in place of to satisfy our fancy or our appetite for colonial cricket, to use the word, when we were having the first match after the then stadium that collapsed was built, and with the promise that there would just be a trade-off for that year. And ever since that time, we have not had the respect. I mean, this is not like accusing people of keeping meat in the hospital. To me, this goes really deep into my soul. And I've campaigned for years for us to restore that holiday, not because, I'm a big fan of holidays.
Are you talking about the 2 days for the Monday and the Tuesday, per se?
Yeah, and I'll come into that. The thing about it is that we have, without thinking, we are so reactive. We allow some people to get away. We claim that we are anti-drug. We caught some cricketers with drugs. We just, because the population wanted to see the match at Pakistan, we flaunt the laws. I've called a song, I've recorded that in one of the songs. So I'm saying we need to decide where we want to go, and we cannot go without paying homage to our ancestors. The thing about canceling that holiday, in fact, it's insulting because you said you traded, which was an insult, and then you kept it off, and people have not seen the need. So, if we did that to a Christian holiday, whether it's Christmas or Corpus Christi, there'll be riots in this country. I'm almost certain. But you insult the ancestors by removing a holiday, which affected other aspects of life. For instance, during that weekend, people used to use it to go to Carco Regatta, and they used to use it for Rainbow City Festival. These two festivals were severely affected. So the connection that people made in those times have been limited because somebody felt that this holiday for the ancestors, in honor of the ancestors, was not good enough. So we need to get our act straight. I'm sorry I couldn't make that statement before, but I'm calling on the new administration to seriously consider. I don't know, you could take out any other day, holiday, include Christmas, whatever, but bring back the holiday in this holiday in thing. And we could use, you might say that the holiday wasn't used properly. We could reconstitute how we use the holiday, bring people together.
All right.
And help us to understand who we are and where we came from, why we are here, and so on, and where we could go as a people, not selling citizenship, for any crook. So that, for instance, we have to consider people, money people, part of our citizenry now. Anyway, I could go on and on.
Right.
One final thing is that GT, the heat situation. I don't think that we are responding properly to that. All over the world, heat problem. People are trying to come to terms with that. We need to not be reactive. Already I've said there's a study that has been done by Dr. Lynn Donna, Glasgow, out of St. George's University, which show a link with their heat and people's state of health and even death. So we need to do something. Dr. Hugh Stilley admitted that people were delayed. Dr. Stilley has admitted that people are already being affected severely throughout the Caribbean. We need to do something. For instance, one of the things that we need to do, we need to put a moratorium on cutting down trees and mangroves immediately. Anybody that needs to cut a tree should get permission. Amen. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for your contribution there, caller. And, sometimes to provoke an argument per se, some folks may say, we may have too much holidays in Grenada. Some folks may say that just to provoke a bit of an argument per se pertaining to getting holidays put back, like the one that's been taken out. Usually years ago, like today, Tuesday, will also be a holiday. That was Monday and Tuesday in August. But some folks may say it's probably up too much. You may have a thought pertaining to that also that you would like to share. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Yes.
Could you lower your radio, please, caller?
Yeah.
All right, caller, get the radio or whatever device that you have playing in the background sorted out, and certainly get back to us here on the phone line. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, caller. We certainly lost that one. 435-2041. And I was saying pertaining to the holiday, yes, we would love the holidays, but sometimes folks may say, for economic reasons and so forth, maybe not having a holiday will help production in certain things per se, but you may have a different idea or feeling pertaining to that. 435-2041. It's to the point. Lots to talk about today. I'm giving you the option to speak about it because there are probably lots been going through your mind for the entire weekend. You probably woke up this morning with a provoking thought that you would like to express, and certainly giving you the option to do that also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I just want to talk about the speed people drive on the road. That's up at Batwing.
Go right ahead.
That's by the beach, around the big green building where people go to get their eats and drinks and other things. I think that something should be placed there to slow down the speed of the driver.
You're talking about maybe speed humps or something on the road?
Yeah. To slow them down. Because the beach people move, go to and, from the beach, they go to the stores or wherever, the shops on the other side, and they just, drive too fast.
I understand that, caller.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. I understand the caller's plight there. I have suddenly noticed it, per se, in terms of how drivers drive in that particular area. They're being in close proximity of the road to the building, even to the beach. And sometimes folks do drive there very carelessly, for say. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to this caller. Caller, you have to lower that radio, please. It's becoming a little bit unbecoming with that. Now, fix that closeness of your radio that is up loud, or your television that is out loud. Could you fix that, please? And we will certainly entertain your calls then. 435-2041. That's 435-2041. See that same caller is returning its call. Let's hope that he has the radio issues sorted out. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I think there needs to be a clarification made between the observance of the anniversary of the Emancipation Declaration on the 1st of August and what used to be referred to as the August Bank Holiday Weekend, which comprised the first Monday and Tuesday in August. As the previous caller said, many people went to Karakufa Regatta, but many, many more people remained on Grenada to go to horse racing, and this is a thing of the past. So the 2 days holiday, first Monday and Tuesday, that was the August Bank Holiday Weekend.
Yes.
And it is completely separate and distinct from the 1st of August observations.
All right, caller.
Thank you.
Thanks for that bit of a clarification there, and certainly do understand from that point of view there now. 435-2041. It's to the point. We're taking your calls. You can certainly call in and express your views and thoughts pertaining to issues you'd like to talk about. And seem to be the Emancipation Holiday seem to be taking a bit of a precedence this morning in terms of the conversation we're having. And certainly will entertain your calls if you do have a bit of an idea that you would like to express pertaining to that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. All is well. How are you doing, GT?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Great, man. Great.
Right.
Listen now. I just want to reflect a bit, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If we look at our our whole cultural and arts events right now, you realize for these few months, let's go right back to April, is the creative arts that's in charge. Yeah? But when you look into the schools, do we see the creative arts? Just a few questions for thought, pause upon that. And then when we grow and we reach 40, 50, 60, we look back and say the culture and the history is not passed on, or is not respected, you see? And then we as the adults, we start to bash the youth and say they're not following the culture and the history. But let me just pinpoint it. If it's not in the schools, if we don't pass it on, we cannot just wait for the events to happen and expect mass participation, involvement, and contribution. So if we want something to grow, we have to start it in the schools. So all the history of the emancipation and all the regatta and the cultural events, we need to tie them in with the education, the curriculum. These things need to be entrenched, embedded, so that when you hear we say carnival, we don't have to force people or beg people through massive advertising or advertisements. You understand? When something becomes rooted in us, we have mass participation. So the simple call is just that the creative arts or the performing arts must be part of the school's curriculum. You get me?
I get your point. Get your point 100%.
That's the way forward.
Because if you're not knowing about it, this art is very limited that you will be able to participate in it.
Definitely.
Right.
So we need the history teachers to Caribbeanize it, not just European history. You get me? And theater has a wealth of history and knowledge that's embedded in it also. You see? So when we have that in the schools, everything else fits in. Everything else.
All right, caller.
That's my call, brother.
Thank you so much for your contribution, caller. All right, certainly understand where that caller is coming from there. In the next couple of minutes, we due for a break. We're going to certainly take that break. And when we come back, we entertain more of your calls here on To The Point for Today, Tuesday. Let's take a break. We coming right back. Don't touch it out. Let's To The Point for Today, Tuesday. We coming right back.
Takes center stage and Fantastic Saturday Ultra from 8 p.m. on Saturday, 6th August. Come see Panorama at its very best as 6 steel bands battle it out. Then at midnight, it's the after party as Bouillon meets Pan and Jab. Live on stage out of Dominica, it's the WCK Band. Together with Talfrey, Lava Man, Wasways and the Action Band, Vaughn, Skinny Banton, Lil Carey, plus the top 3 winners of the Groovy and Power Soca Monarch competition will be performing. Tickets cost $100, available from Go to Fat, Grenadian Optical, and Spice Mass Corporation's office. Fantastic Saturday Ultra, Saturday, August 6th, 6 steel bands, 1 stage, from 8 p.m. as Bouillon meets Pan and Jab at the National Stadium.
Mr. mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back to The Point for today, Tuesday, the second day of August, 2022. Welcome back to our viewers via GBN TV. Good morning to you and welcome. Those of you via K105 are listening, good morning to you. I think there's someone this morning mentioned they wasn't getting us a K or 105.9. I'm not sure if that's been sorted out by now. But interesting, the caller before the break spoke about, youngsters not participating deeply in the of course, the tradition of Grenada's Carnival and stuff like that, mainly because of not knowing about it that much. They don't get that strong participation. I certainly do think that caller do have a very, very important point there. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Hi, morning, GT. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
All right. I have one problem which the previous government did never think about solving. Is money leaking from our treasury via the Governor General. I don't know why they did not fix Governor General residence instead of paying $1,000 for his pay every month coming out of the couple. I personally feel they could take a loan, fix the Governor General house, and by no time you pay back the loan. And money stop leaking out in that way. You have a place where she's staying because you still have to spend X amount of money to upkeep the Governor General when you have a place where you can stay. That's my contribution this morning.
All right. Thank you very much, caller, for your contribution. Certainly hope the authorities heard that. I'm sure there are someone listening that may have heard that and certainly take the relative action to sort that particular problem out. It's K105. Good morning to you, GBN TV. It's to the point for today. It's Tuesday, and we're taking your phone calls. It's an open line where you can call in, express your thoughts, your views pertaining to issues, and we callers been sharing different issues this morning, and a lot pertaining to the holiday. We had callers calling, chiming in on that, how they felt about it. We had a clarification about the bank holiday and the actual holiday that's mentioned for. Of course, the whole issue pertaining to it. So we certainly welcome your phone calls. We do have another caller. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain this caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Sorry for having to come back, but that's the last call, and I talked about the leaking of our resources. Now, I honestly did not believe, or could not even perceive in my thoughts, that if the Queen has a representative here, she should be paid that extent. It should not be coming from the cost of the nation, because she's representing them, she's working with them. They should be meeting her all living expenses. They should be paying. If now we don't have a place, we had a Governor General's residence. Is either the Queen should fix it so she can go back there, but we should advocate that if she want to maintain a leader, she want to maintain a representative here, this expense should be to the throne.
All right.
It should not be to Grenadians, because she's not representing us. She might be serving us, but is representing the Queen. So the Queen should be paying that rent, maintain that residence. Thank you.
Thank you, caller, for your contribution there this morning. And I said it's an open line, and we entertaining phone calls on various issues this morning. We talking about anything this morning. That's what they seem. I was trying to get a trail of conversation going in a particular direction, but it's keep flowing in different direction. And so I'm just going to go along with it this morning, because everyone has different thoughts going through their mind that they would like to share, and we certainly will be entertaining it. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
Good morning. Now we have to get straight to the point. If you're an independent country, you don't need a Governor General. Shut it down. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. That's what we call straight to the point there. Said what he had to say and got off. Let's go back to the phone line. Get another caller this morning. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I think we could adopt something like what St. Vincent is proposing, a one-item referendum. If people want the Queen, just put that item on it and a one-item referendum.
All right.
Because if we have to, if the Queen wants a representative here, right, that should be her expense. Mm-hmm. Right? So if we don't want it, we shouldn't be paying for something that we don't want and paying to upkeep something that, maybe not working in our favor.
But do you think that we don't want it here in this country?
I don't know. That's why I say if we have a one-item referendum, whereby the discussion is held and the pros and the cons.
I'm practically hearing like a small majority actually speaking about that per se. We're not hearing it from hundreds of people talking about it that they don't want it. So sometimes
that is why we need a referendum.
Exactly.
That's why we need a referendum. So all who pro, they come out with their significant reasons, and those who think it's a waste of taxpayers' money, they put forth what is the expense, blah 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 blah.
All right, but did we have that option in the last referendum?
If I'm right,
I would think there was an option of doing away with the that per se. I don't want to be wrong about it, but
right. I don't know. It's just my opinion, right? Mm-hmm. The way how the referendum was worded, maybe it just had too much items for I to understand everything.
Understand. All right, caller. Thanks for your contribution.
Okay.
All right, man. It's K105 in the morning time, GBN TV. It's to the point for today, Tuesday, the 2nd day of August. We take taking your phone calls. We're going back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning. Good morning. I am fine, thank you. Now, I've been following all the discussions on the slavery and emancipation and so on. And I believe I am kind of coming to the conclusion that we are simplifying a very serious issue. So as a result, we are confusing a lot of things, but that is just my opinion from listening to the arguments put forward from all different angles. And I must say, was it you that was interviewing Angus Martin?
Yes, I was. Yes,
and
it was me.
Did you learn a lot from him?
I certainly did.
I did too. So you realize what the colonial period did to us. You realize that, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But there are still some things that are in modern day from the colonial period, and carnival is one. Carnival has a meaning, you know.
I know that.
Right. So I keep wondering if we have changed our carnival to Spice Mass, why are we still calling it carnival? Because in the Gregorian calendar, carnival is before Lent.
Yes.
So why are we still calling our Spice Fest or whatever it is in August carnival? Because it's nothing of carnival, but we have a little confusion there, you know, where we...
Well, maybe they could say various aspects of what we used to portray as carnival is still embedded within it. Would you agree with me with that?
Well, once you bring the name carnival, people will run with the word. They will run with the word carnival. Carnival means to stay away from meat, and it has a place in the calendar just before Lent. Not stay away from meat now. It is this kind of reveling and thing before they go into the Lent, where they would stay away from a lot of festivities and so on and so on. Yes? So I am seeing that we really need the educators and the historians on board. Now, the people in the cultural thing, they're looking for things that will sell. I believe things that would be popular, things that would sell, festivities that would sell. And it seems that we're having kind of confusion. Now, I personally cannot accept that I'm a child of a jab when I look at what jab is. And when I read a piece from Dr. Curtis Jacobs, he stated and he quoted old newspapers that covered Emancipation Day. And he stated that they went to church. No, that's the kind of African people I believe I belong to, because slavery was so bad. Slavery was really, really bad. And these people were spiritual people. They were religious people. So they had to give God thanks now for breaking them away from that. But I'm saying I didn't make up that. He has it in his work. He quoted newspapers that covered the Emancipation Day, because again, it seems that we believe that we just wake up and everything just happened. But there are newspapers from since 17
So there was a process actually how this thing got to where it got to. It hasn't been gotten to reach today.
Right. So I'm glad that
you could also advocate and say that maybe we should change it to just call Grenada's Festival instead of endeavoring into the carnival part of it.
Right. Because even Jab, we have named it now differently. I am in my 60s, and I remember in primary school spelling Jab D-J-A-B. D-J-A-B. No, when I Google and Jab, we know, even the former Speaker of the House, Mr. Peay, knows that. From little hints that he gave in Parliament one time and so on. We knew Jab, DJB to be devil mask. And Jab would be going around with a fine bag, with serpent and all kind of parents also encouraged Jab, because Jab kept little boys in line.
All right.
So they would say, if you don't behave, I would let the Jab take you. And the Jab would sing songs that are going back to hell. So if they're going back to hell, wasn't hell they came from?
I would agree.
Right. Pay Job a penny to go back to hell, you know? Right. And they're dragging this bag and they're going to take this little boy. And the mother had to pay him not to take this little boy, to bring it to Jab Jab. Okay. So we are now making a derivative, a thing now on JAB. Mm-hmm. Right. So that maybe is a Grenadian mass that can fit in our spice mass. But should we, I'm asking the question, but should we tell the public that was how emancipation was? Emancipation brought Jab Jab? When we know, and there are still people alive.
Certainly understanding your point, caller. I'm getting your point and your direction that you're actually leading to.
Right. So make it a Grenadian mass. Make the JB a Grenadian mass. But don't tell me that was how my ancestors celebrated Emancipation Day. The Emancipation Day in the past used to be celebrated so nicely in Grenville. Watch, they used to dress in African clothes, not just African clothes, you know, the best African way. And they would come out. I used to leave town and go up there, and they come out with a flambeau and so on and so on. All of a sudden, it get ugly with Jab Jab. Why? Why are we doing that? And then we are documenting it, you know. So generations to come will be learning that. Because as the caller before, about 2 callers before said, things should be taught in school. But you want to make sure that the truth is taught in schools and documented, you know?
All right, caller. Thanks for your contribution this morning, caller. Appreciate it a whole lot. It's K105, GBN TV. It's to the point this morning. We're taking your phone calls, an open line. Interesting conversation there from that caller and giving a different perspective on the whole issue there. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm doing good.
All right. I have a little contribution to make.
Go right ahead.
We as Caribbean people, African Caribbean people, who were beaten and tortured to accept a religion that was not ours, right? We as Caribbean people, we want to get rid of the Queen, we want to do this. But I think that the major thing we need to get rid of is our slave masters' religion. Stop the white, blue-eyed boy in your house hanging. Stop it. Take them kind of thing down, because that shows that you are still colonized, and you know it, and that's telling them every time you go and genuflect before that statue that you ain't ready yet. You're not free. You're still their own. So I'm saying, people, be serious and stop casting wrong judgment on African things that are African, or African religion, or African medicine, or African way of life. Stop.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution there, also, caller. And I certainly do also understand the direction in which that particular caller was going at. Certainly do understand that. K105, GBN TV, we do have another caller. Let's take this call again. Good morning to you, caller. How are you this morning? Good morning, caller. We seem to, our callers doesn't seem to want to participate this morning. There's a bit of a quiet feeling there from that caller. So we're accepting your calls or taking your calls, 435-2041. It's an open line today where you get the option to express your feeling, concern, thoughts pertaining to issues pertaining. And we a lot of centered around carnival, emancipation, and so forth. That's where the conversation seemed to be leading at this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, yes. We shouldn't look at emancipation as a show or a carnival or something, you know, that we do in a simple celebration. Emancipation is much more deep than that. Emancipation is the liberation of our people from losing their lives on a daily basis. It is very serious, and we have to take it serious. Thank you very much.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution there also this morning. Taking your phone calls once again, 435-2041, 435-2041, and the call seems to be coming a bit quicker inside of this segment. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am hearing you.
No, somehow I'm not hearing you.
Well, I'm not sure why you're not hearing me, but I'm hearing you very well.
One of the callers earlier talk about the issue of the holiday, the purpose of the holiday. I don't care whether the second holiday was a bank holiday. This is a colonial thing. The fact is that, as the last caller said, emancipation is too much a serious thing that we just give it scant courtesy. We should probably have a whole week holiday reflecting, doing various things, trying to reenact and everything, not in the name of money, of profit, but in the name of spiritual redemption. So I think the conversation we're having here is very healthy. I'm satisfied at least is a beginning, and maybe when people are not intoxicated one way or the other, we should try and have more sane conversation around it, because people have different views based on where they're coming from. As the one caller told you learn a lot from Dr. Martin. There are other people, other point of view. For instance, the Jabja, for instance, I'm told by a Grenadian who did some research, there is a similar thing practiced in Niger by one of the tribes. The other thing about it is that every African tribe or so, they have something about festivals. And maybe, as one caller said, let's call it festivals so we can get sucked in to the whole colonial religious stuff. Don't forget that religion is an agency of political control. So every time I hear people say, I'm a Catholic, I'm a this, I'm a that, I say, my God, after 200, almost, so many years that we still allow ourselves to be enslaved, not reflecting on what Marcus Garvey say, at least they removed the chain from our foot and so on, but we haven't removed the chain from our minds and so on. We still use laws of marriage from UK. Anyway, thanks.
All right, caller. Thank you so much there for your contribution. We due for another break. Let's take it, and then we come back inside the final segment of To The Point for this morning here on K105 and the GBN TV. Coming back. We're coming right back.
Services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake, I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page and YouTube channel for We Culture.
inside the final 10 minutes of To The Point for today, Tuesday. Welcome back, one and all. Let me say good morning to listeners around the world. Some will say that they're in the diaspora. They'll probably listen to gbn.gd. You're listening there, or probably viewing there also. Those of you via channel 711 and channel 20, good morning also. K105, good morning. Thanks for making us your choice as always, getting you through with, of course, informative information and more. We're going back to the phone lines. It's To The Point, as I said, is the final, just about 8 minutes left on the show this morning. Let's go back to the phone lines this morning. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Telesford, I beg your humble indulgences for a brief intervention once more. Thank you.
Go right ahead.
Listen, following up the very, very interesting contributions being made this morning by your people, and I'm happy that they have reached this stage. A female caller made some significant points. It shows clearly, therefore, from all these interventions that we have lost our way. We have lost our way. You know, there is a saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And I think we're in that position in this here country, but I still feel we have time to pull back. If the truth be told, and the people who have knowledge, by the way, while I'm saying here, Wednesday evening I made a contribution on a program there, and I called the wrong name. I was supposed to say Merle Collins as a historian, but I said Merle Collins. The thing is, these girls were in the same class with me 60 years ago. So the mistake I correct. So we're going on to say, therefore, it is time that we pull the reins and halt the horses so that things can be corrected in time, because mention was made. We perverting the past of the new generation when we document the stupidity that's taking place today, and they had to take it up to run with it, not knowing the history. Finally, I would like to say this. Question have been asked last week, I think it was by another call, as I said caller who called today on that matter. It had to do with who declares the carnival, quote unquote, stroke Spice Mass, as it is called today, festival open. We have known it through the years that it was done with a proclamation from the so-called Governor General, and above all, the blast of a cannon from the fort. That has, I don't know if they still blast the cannon, because I don't vote. But the fact is this, that has changed. A Spice Mass Corporation and some hyper-academic pseudo-intellectual charlatan of a historian declares and launches carnival months before. So, we recall what happened. Prayer carnival activities were all held indoors in closed areas. The queens had to prepare, the bands had to prepare, the steel band, the various color masks and all kind of things, but they were enclosed. Today, they're blocking the streets. They're impeding vehicular movement, they're impeding pedestrian movement, they're creating dirtiness all over the place. What is happening in this country? Where is the so-called Governor General in this? We'd have to get this matter cleared out so we can put things back onto the proper track. This country has been derailed, and it's time that we make moves to get it corrected. We'll speak on it further as we go on. But do have a nice day, will you, Mr. Telesford?
You too, Mr. Have a good day. Some folks may challenge this conversation by saying times has changed. Times have changed. Me saying this may always probably stir up a bit of a debate in terms of why I say times have changed, because things are just no longer the same. Things are just not done no longer the same. How we may like to hold on to our heritage and traditions, have just changed. The younger generation today just don't follow suit as before as we would like them to. So let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. How are you? Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Go right. Yes, it's to the point. Go right ahead.
And no specific topic, no?
No, it's open line this morning.
Right. What I want to address here, there's a problem here in Grenada right now with the transportation system, The private busmen carrying people to and from work,
Yep.
Most time you go on the bus terminal 5, 6 in the evening, and you don't even mention morning, like nighttime, 8, 9, and people cannot get a bus to go home, and I don't understand why. For instance, now is the festive season. There is cultural events. For instance, there was Rainbow City over the weekend. There was different activity, and people cannot get a bus to go where they want to go. I think that the people are carrying out a service. The busmen need to remember they're carrying out a service to the public. and they should make the effort to get the people to the activities. You don't think so?
I agree, Caller, my thoughts on that is that I don't think there has ever been a proper bus structure in Grenada from day one. And, with private owners getting into owning their own buses and think, well, they can run it on their own terms and conditions, I think that has deteriorated the problem. If I feel I own a bus and I want to use my bus between a specific time, and that's it. You understand? And I think the authority should have made it that, when you purchase a bus or so forth, there's a particular time set or structure per se in terms of how buses should be run. That's just my take on it. There's more I could say on it, but sometimes you hold back because you don't want people to feel that you're coming down on them. But
no, it's not coming down. Wrong is right.
It's just deteriorated to a stage where I think it's unrepairable, in my humble opinion. In terms of the bus, it's deteriorated so much that it's unrepairable. And
that's everything you said is right. I support all your points you make. But the authority, as I said, need to look into this as soon as possible because it's not fair for people.
But do you think it could be fixed? Do you personally think that issue now that's been going on for 20, 30 odd years could be fixed now?
Listen. I used to be a bus driver. Everyone wants to come out same time to work. And what they do? They race hold each other. If they see a bus in front of them, they race. If these people sit down and put a proper time schedule for buses in place, they think we're working.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying it still has deteriorated so bad that it may be a little bit unrepairable right now. You understand?
You know how it feels to be on the terminal after work and you cannot go home?
I understand.
At night to your family?
And I think that has also replicated into terms of why there's so many people individuals per se has gotten their personal vehicle that Grenada can't even accommodate.
But not everybody could buy a vehicle again.
But I'm saying it also have led to that. You understand?
Yeah.
Because they have unavailability of trying to get a bus to go to home, so maybe I should just get a car. You understand?
So why you think the bus is not coming back to town 4-5 in the evening from the western side? I don't understand why they're not coming back.
That I cannot answer.
So it's something the government, the authority need to move speedily to address that issue.
All right. That's what I wanted. I understand your point, but I personally foresee it as something that is unrepairable right now. Unrepairable.
So what about the public system? You think the government should create public buses?
Maybe that could be the answer. Properly structured, and then it may solve the problem.
We had it before, the NTS and the PTS. They used to run from.
I remember that. But sometimes still going back there may not solve the problem. I think sometimes we tend to go back. Of course, you have to know your past in order to do the way you're going in the future. But it's thought provoking right now per se. You understand? Thanks for your contribution, caller. We just have a few minutes. You too, sir. It's K105. We probably can entertain maybe one more caller. Let's take this caller before we take a wrap this morning. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning, JT.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. JT, sometimes the busmen, when you see night come after this activity, the young men don't want to pay the jumping on the people bus and say they give them a no ball. So that makes them pack up, and before they pull the cutlass on them, they pack up home.
All right, caller. Thanks for your contribution. All right. Well, that caller could have a point. Also. The folks using individuals' buses not want to pay the fare, and it could lead to confusion for say with the driver, conductor, and user of the bus. Let's take one more. We just have about just a minute left on the program this morning. We lost that caller there. That may be a sign that probably we should just close off for this morning. It's to the point, and I think that's what we're going to lock off for this morning. Just around 30 seconds or so left on the program this morning. Let me take a time to say thank you to all the callers that participated this morning. Your phone calls were certainly welcome. Your participation was welcome in, of course, the various topics that we spoke about this morning. Yeah, we went a little bit all over the place in terms of the conversation, but it was healthy, I would say. Thank you once again. Join us again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point. May not be your host tomorrow, but I'll be on the Good Morning Grenada segment tomorrow. So until then, have yourself a great day, folks, wherever you're viewing and listening us from. Have a good one. It's K105 GBN TV. That's what we say goodbye for To The Point for today.